This week on the Spotlight, we go back to the World Series times. Mr. Cliff Polite was a key reliever. And then we go back, similar era, Jim Hendry was an important Cub official. And then Chris Getz was a player. Now he's an important White Sox front office guy. And Mike Ditka, what a dude, representing Chicago. This week, check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. Welcome to the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. They do it all at 108th and Kedzie. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to Gilhooly's for my trivia game. The next one Friday, June 22nd at 8 p.m. Music, movies, TV, sports, requests. Eat, drink, and play. Their food is quite good. 3901 West 103rd Street in Chicago. See you there. Family Dentist. Lawrence Ferlin. He is the dentist. 109th and Kedzie. Crowns, veneers, cleanings, and more. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get to the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. They have great food, drink, and people at 93rd and Roberts Road. I've been there for the most part for the last 7 years, and they're consistent and excellent. Get to the Sock on Thursdays. We'll play some trivia, and we'll have some laughs. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. Welcome to another edition of the Spotlight. We'll be going inside the ballpark in a moment. Just trying to establish the fun atmosphere. I don't know, for some reason we find Saturday nights when we come out and do a lot of our work to be exceptional. And I do think they are exceptional. So we're going to take inside, kind of get a flavor of what the second half of the baseball season will be like from a hitter, a pitcher, and a manager. Reliever Cliff Polite has been a key to the White Sox bullpen, and we talked to him. This will probably hit the air after the All-Star break, but just to kind of get a handle on that period of time, still 75-plus games left. What are you guys looking to do? I mean, there are certain things that have been stabilized on your club, but you probably want to go off on a bit of a streak as well.
Yeah, we're just looking to play fundamental baseball. We want to play the game right. We want to play it consistent. We want to, have the hitting and pitching every day. Give ourselves a chance to win the ball game. We do need a streak where we need to put together 5 or 6 wins in a row. But the way we play against Minnesota head-to-head, we just need to either stay close or get a lead, and then when we play them head-to-head, it's as long as we win those series, that will be all right. But we do have a lot of baseball left, but we're just looking to play consistent baseball.
One quirk of the schedule is you have 19 left against Detroit, and for a team that lost a ton of games last year, they're clearly better. What is it like when you got a divisional opponent that you're just going to be playing, constantly like that?
Well, I did that last year in Toronto. We played against Baltimore 19 times in the second half, didn't play them at all in the first, and it's tough because it's like a playoffs. You see them every day, it seems like, and you got to keep changing patterns and your lineups change. And it's tough to play them 19 times in 70 games, but you know, they're a good team. They've been playing well lately, and we just got to make sure that we take advantage of some spots and beat that team like that.
You have 3+ months under your belt here. Who are some of the players you didn't know that well who've made an impression on you that you've gotten to know now?
Probably just about everybody. You know, Paul, I didn't know Paul real well. I know my first game in '98, I played against him when he was with the Dodgers, and I got to know him real well in spring, and you know, he's a great guy. And I have to say most of the guys in here are the same. You know, I didn't know much about much of the guys in here, maybe one or two like Burley and that, but it's a great clubhouse. It's one of the best clubhouses I've been part of, and I enjoy it here, and you know, hopefully things fit well for me and come back again next year. But it's a fun clubhouse for sure.
How about a player who doesn't get a lot of notoriety or ink, but is showing you total major league skills?
Oh boy, I have to go back to Paul. You know, I feel bad for him because I think he should be in the All-Star game. And you know, and we had Frank there that was hot for a while, and Carlos that was hot for a while, and the whole time that Paul was hot too. And then those guys cooled off a bit, and Paul stayed pretty consistent where he's at now. So I have to say someone like Paul. You know, and he goes about his business. He works hard, and it's a joy to watch him every day play a ball game.
To get back to pitching for a minute before we wrap up, when you hit your, let's say, wall and you were having a little trouble, what were the adjustments you made? Were you looking a lot in the video room? Was it arm motion or what else? What could it have been?
I think a lot of it was mental. You know, I went out and did everything that I was supposed to do. I was throwing the ball somewhat over the plate. I was attacking the zone, but I think I was trying to be too fine with pitches. I was trying to hit the corner instead of just, you know, hitting spots and letting the hitters get themselves out, you know, and I just kept trying and pressing, and the next thing I know, mentally I was thinking about this, I was thinking about that, and I felt like I was in a hole and couldn't get out of it. And you know, then I had one or two good innings where I just went out and threw the ball to the spot, threw my breaking ball for strikes, and hitters got themselves out. You know, if you give up a hit, if you give up a hit and you just keep it as a hit, keep the guy on first, you know, you got a chance of getting out of that inning with no runs, and that's kind of how things have been going for me lately, and I just want to stick that way. I don't want to try to do anything different than I'm doing now.
Well, your bullpen has developed a solid consistency, and I'm out at sports bars a lot and talking to people, and you guys have some fans out there, so stay with it.
Okay, I will. That's good. That's good to hear, because when we first broke camp, a lot of people were doubting our bullpen, so you know, everybody's out there pitching their butt off. They're trying to stay consistent and do their jobs when they're called upon, and for the most part, we've done that. And you know, a bullpen and pitching is going to stop good hitting.
Exactly, and that's why the Sox will be there come October. We'll be back after these words. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furland, EDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. In the spotlight, and of course, this is Cub Fest, and thousands and thousands of fans just bursting with excitement here on a very cold January time as their heroes and some retired players, heroes from the past, if you will, are here to talk about what's going to happen with the 2008 Cubs and give some baseball instruction. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get inside and talk to some Cubs about what's going to happen in the new season, because hope springs eternal, particularly coming off a playoff year. He landed Fukudome and he still wants more. Here's Jim Hendry.
Yeah, it's a great day. I actually, despite what people would think, I actually enjoy the convention. It's a lot better if you had a better year than a bad one, obviously. But yeah, it's a good thing. It's great for the fans. We got the greatest fans in the world, and we have a tremendous turnout, obviously, of our own present players and big league staff, and a lot of great ex-players. So it's a wonderful thing for the fans that adore the Cubs, and the way they have, and the players especially. To get the chance to mingle with them for the next 2 or 3 days. So it's a great event.
Can you separate fact from fiction for the Cub fans here as to what is going on and what your hopes are of getting more players for this team?
Well, I can't be overly specific, but we'd still like to do a few more things if we could before camp starts or before opening day starts. It seems to be I don't know if stranger is the right word, year, but things are being bandied around and possible trades could be made, not just by us, but by the whole industry, and a very late date this year. Some marquee guys still could be moved by certain organizations, and I can't remember when you had some of the names being talked about at that level that were still possibly to be available late January. And there's still a lot of free agent people that are still on the board, I think, later than normal. So we're going to try to do a few things. We're going to try to be aggressive. Whether we accomplish that or not remains to be seen, because it's not. If you're making trades, it's not like you can pursue somebody and stay with it and try to get Soriano or Fukudome, and you think you're going to finally land the guy. With trades, it can change from day to day on every phone call, and when you have players that are available like there could be, you have a lot of teams chasing the same guys.
If you don't get anything major done or anything at all, are you still pretty excited about the roster?
Yeah, I think we're better already than the team that ended so abruptly against the Diamondbacks. Fukudome was a big key because he really just, besides being a good player himself, he complements the other star players that we have. And I don't think the guys would mind me saying this. They know I pretty much evaluate them in a truthful way, but our marquee guys, I think, are all capable of doing better than they did last year. And we fully expect them to, and so do they. So we were fortunate to get in without really, marquee years from our better guys. So I think they'll do better. I think the guys that we've brought in will make us better. And I think the guys that got their feet wet, and played a lot last year, Terrio, Soto at the end, I think they'll be a year better just from experience.
As a playoff team.
Yeah, we're going to bring them to camp. We're going to have 28 or 29 pitchers in camp. It's a minor league contract, obviously. Thought it made sense. He has a relationship with Fukudome. Thought that maybe he still has something in the tank, different look righty, and at the same time, it might help Kosuke be a little more comfortable in spring training too. So it made a lot of sense, and glad to do it.
As a playoff team, do you think you had a little bit more people calling you this time around than a year ago when you were the person trying to assemble a playoff team?
Well, I don't know if you mean by trades or free agents. We've never had, good years or bad years, we've never had a problem attracting people that want to come here. It's a great place to play. Our star players that came here and became stars always want to stay. We don't lose too many of our own guys that play well here. And I don't think we're ever not in anybody's top 3 or 4 of choices. The trade calls I get are people that, read some of the internet things or the papers or the blogs and think that people might be available because they read their name out there, and for the most times that they're not really accurate. So, but we get a lot of calls on our young good players that we really don't want to trade. I read all November, December that Rich Hill was going to go in every deal, and I told everybody at the end of last year he wasn't going in any, and he's not. So when he shows up in Arizona, everybody will know that Jim was telling the truth and Rich didn't go anywhere. But I had to call Rich personally in Nashville because we all saw on ESPN one night that a deal was already done, and he was in it. Sorry, Bruce, I wasn't referring to you. That was television.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alton, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and a fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget the Illinois Lottery too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski.
You've got to get to the Sock live Bidkowski trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, Parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's. Into each life, some rain must fall. But if you got a garden, you're happy about it. We're, of course, talking to the White Sox, and well before the game. Wouldn't stop us from getting any interviews. The players are here way early. And got an opportunity to talk to a couple of guys who represent different elements of this team. Right now we're going to talk about a young infielder who's had a lot thrust upon him. He's been put into a highly responsible position, starting, and being an igniter of sorts. Not exactly like Scotty Pods, but in a way like him. Really doing well on the base paths. And let's have a conversation with Chris Getz, the guy who sometimes gets nudged away by the media when they're all over Gordon Beckham, but a guy who certainly is holding his own, playing the second base position. Just trying to get a handle on being in the thick of the pennant race at this time. It's got to be fun for you, and you're doing a lot of good things in the lineup too.
Yeah, no, it's an exciting time for the team. Obviously, we're going into the final stretch here. The next 2 months here, and it's going to be a battle right to the end.
Can you compare it to anything else in your professional life, or even at a lower level of baseball, where you're in the thick of something and you have a chance for serious postseason?
Not really. I mean, being a rookie, this is the first experience for me. I mean, I was around last year, but I didn't quite have the role that I have this year. So I've got nothing really to relate to, but it's exciting. You just go in there, and you try to do your part as a player. Hopefully, we can do it as a team.
In terms of the offensive side, Paz says he comes here and he's trying to get on base and create havoc. Yet I look at some of your numbers, and with your extreme high stolen base percentage, you're creating havoc of your own. Do you do a lot of pitcher studying, or are you just going on your gut when you take off?
A little of both. I mean, we're provided the information on the catchers and the pitchers, their times at the plate. But mainly, it's just important to be confident and aggressive, and pick your spots when to run, and that's what I try to apply.
Is this a carryover to what you've done throughout your baseball career, or are you accelerating it now in the major leagues?
I would like to think that I kind of improve each year in all aspects, and I think that's a part of my game that I'm starting to tap into. I've always been a guy with pretty good foot speed. I just needed to learn the nuances of stealing bases, and a lot of it comes down to just being aggressive. And I've had some opportunities to steal, and I've had some success so far.
Amongst the coaching staff, who's the best person to tap into and talk to about some of those little subtleties that you're applying now?
Well, we're lucky. We got a lot of guys. I mean, they got Jeff Cox is our base running guy, and he's been helpful. Even Ozzie and Joey as well. They know a lot of little things that can help you along the way.
Can you talk about your pitching staff for a second and maybe pick out somebody on there who maybe you heard about and now you're seeing up close and saying, wow, I didn't know they were that good?
Are you talking about opposing pitchers or our own?
No, your White Sox pitchers.
We've got so many talented pitchers that, they keep on impressing me each time they go out there. I mean, Gavin, Danks, Burley obviously has been overly impressive, and he seems to come out there and do even better what he did before. He's such a competitor. We have a great pitching staff, and I feel lucky just to be able to play behind him.
To wrap up, what is it about this team that makes you think it'll be a team that plays in October? Is there some intangible, a chemistry thing? What do you think of?
Probably a combination of everything, but I think just the balance of the lineup, and obviously the pitching staff. Our pitching staff is probably one of the best in baseball, and then obviously with the trade that just happened with Jake Peavy, if we can get the addition to him, obviously it's only going to help, and I think we have a pretty complete team.
Well, all I can say is keep doing what you're doing, and I think there will be October play for your team.
Yeah, hopefully so. It'll be a lot of fun.
Okay, thanks. We'll be back with more after these important messages.
Trivia at Jack's at 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing is now alternate Tuesdays. We'll see you at 7 p.m. Fun place, good stuff. See you at Jack's. You've got to get to Oliver, 6100 West 159th Street for my live trivia. Alternate Wednesdays now at 7 p.m. It's a great place with great food and drink and fun. Get to Oliver's on a Wednesday. I'll see ya. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. You've got to get to Gilhooly's for my trivia night. 3901 West 103rd Street, near St. Xavier University. The next one, Friday, June 22nd at 8 p.m. Topics like movies, music, TV, sports. And if I don't have what you want that particular night, I'll take your request and bring it the next time I'm out there. Gilhooly's, great food, drink, everything good. See you over there.
Here, but right now we're going to take you back in history, back when the Bears used to win games.
We had a chance to talk to Mike Ditka after the game, and he goes into this big tent and talks to hundreds and hundreds. There was over 700 media members after the 49ers game, and Mike Ditka had some interesting thoughts about what made the Bears win.
The leader of our defense is Vince Tobin, and he does one outstanding job. I've never seen a team better prepared, and I asked him before the game what he thought. He says, Coach, he said, we're ready. We'll play him good. So we just got to stay away from the big plays. So I just tell you, he's the leader of our defense. On the field, Singletary, Hampton, Dent. I can't say it, every one of them. Chico, Doerson with the big interception, Tate playing it back there. We put Troy Johnson in. He makes a key play on the bootleg to knock the ball away. On a definite first down, it gives them a field goal to go ahead in the football game. I mean, they run a sweep on Troy Johnson. He goes in and he knocks the kid in the backfield, one of the best runners in the league. You know, I think they faced the challenge. You got to give them credit. Like I said, I don't know how good we are, how bad we are, but I know one thing: that they went out and they relished the challenge of playing one good football team. And today was our day. We ended up on the best end of a very tight score. So you know, it might happen the other way some other time, but today was our day.
That's Bears coach Mike Ditka. You're pretty fired up like he was. And he was just snapping off those words. You could tell that he was trying to contain himself. But it was hard to after beating a classy team like the 49ers.
Yes, it was. You know, we owe the 49ers from last year. We went out there and got ambushed. But, you know, going into the practice last week, you know, everybody pretty much concentrated on what they had to do going into this game, and that's what happened. We went out there, and the Bears' defense kicked our butts, and that's what we needed.
Now, to develop a little bit more about after San Francisco got on the board early, you guys mounted some pretty good drives. But I guess most notably, close to the end of the second quarter there, you really couldn't push in scores that would kind of put them behind the 8 ball. They always were so close.
Well, you know, it's been like that with our offense pretty much the last 3 weeks. We get so close, you know, we're just an inch away of really blowing our opponents out, but we're just coming up short.
Now, what about yourself? Emerging as a guy who's been the big play man lately, and you got to like the situation where Jim McMahon looks to you in crucial plays.
Oh yeah, you know, I'll tell you what, you know, for any receiver, when he steps out on the field, you know, he wants to catch the ball. And when you know that when you run a route or a pattern, you know the ball's going to come to you, and that's a great feeling. And I believe right now Jim McMahon has a lot of confidence in me and the rest of the receivers out there. And when I get out there, I'm just ready to catch the ball because I feel that I can get open, and I know Jim's going to get the ball there.
When you get the ball that close to the end zone, you should come out with more points than we did today. We put the defense in a bind, but, you know, fortunately they came through for us.
I guess most particularly you're talking about the end of the second quarter there when you had 4 or 5 plays from the 2-yard line or inside. Was the feeling on the part of the offense that we might have put ourselves behind the 8 ball by not coming away with a touchdown there?
No, because we know, I mean, the game wasn't even halfway over. So, but that's something, you know, you have to forget about. But when we look at it on film, we know that, you know, when you get that close, you need points out of it. But it's not entirely our fault. They have a heck of a defense. You know, we watch them on film, and, you know, their goal line and short yardage defense is one of the best I've seen.
Neil Anderson, kind of an underrated Bear, last seen trying the Celebrity Golf Tour.
Thanks for watching. See you next week. You got to get to Moods Bar and Grill. It's time for a summer road trip. Play Benkowski Trivia alternate Wednesdays. Go to exit 19 off I-94. And a couple miles down, you'll find yourself in Portage, Indiana, right where Moods Bar and Grill is. They have fine food, fine drink, and my fun game. The game starts at 8 o'clock, by the way. Give yourself a little extra time, but don't go too early. Stay out of big traffic. This week's show is brought to you by the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Shop at 108th and Kedzie. Get all your car work done there, like me. The Lansing Floral Shop is the place to go for all your floral needs. Call 708-474-1212. Huck Finn Restaurants, a huge menu, open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 105th and Cicero, and 67th and Pulaski. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.